So I really do want to jump right into it. Just to let y'all know, this is Warren. This is Summer's ex-best friend. We're going to get into some things. Summer's ex-best friend. We're going to get into some things, their friendship, the downfall of it, the big three, Summer, baddies. We're going to get into it all. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So, Warren, who is Snake Man Warren? What's up? Talk to us. Introduce yourself.
Well, what's up, y'all? I go by the name of Snake Man Warren, the owner of All Exotics, breeder of reptiles. You know what the fuck going on.
Y'all know what the fuck going on. It's Summernoneother. Clock it, bitch. I'm with y'all favorite baddie, favorite bad boy on my mama. Snake Man Warren in this motherfucker. Stop in for photo shoots. All Exotics. Stupid. Nice. Run me that. Real Detroit shit. Clock it.
And I'm Summer's former best friend / ex-assistant and security.
Okay. And just to get into the relationship between you and Summer, talk to me about the friendship before the fame, before the spotlight, before baddies. How did you meet her? Tell me about that friendship.
All right. So me and Summer, we met back in 2023. I was in TJ Maxx doing a return for my mama or whatever. And when I saw her, it was a girl that was standing up at the front. It was real busy in the store. And I saw this girl, and in my head, I'm like, damn, I gotta get to know this girl. She looked cool as fuck. She reminded me of Sexy Red, and it specifically was in October of 2023. So by the time I get to the front, me and her, we make conversation. She's like, oh, my homegirl, she came in here and bought something like that a couple of days ago. I said, probably my mama, whatever, whoop. So we was just exchanging conversation. We exchanged phone numbers and Instagrams, and from there, we started calling each other, and then times when I get off of work, I pull up at her crib, we drink a little something, watch baddies, just chop it up, and we became close ever since then from that point.
Okay, period. Now, you guys met in 2023. You guys were close. Y'all had, the best friend thing going on. The downfall. What happened between you guys?
Honestly, the biggest downfall from before baddies to now is Summer went from being Summer Thomas to her TV persona, Summernoneother. And that's the biggest thing. On top of certain lies that she spread it on my name from the people she works with on baddies to her friends and family.
And did it come out of nowhere? Like, what happened? Like, what would possess her to lie on you? What would possess her to do any of that to you if you guys were so close? Why would she do you like that?
Honestly, it's hard for me to even answer why she would even lie on me for somebody that was so close to her. She's the one who came to me and asked me to work for her. And I told her, I don't expect nothing from you outside of our friendship remaining the same. She would tell me about how all her people between family and friends, as soon as she got on to baddies, people who she stopped fucking with because they treated her wrong in her past and shit like that, they switched up on her. And she said that I've always been one of the realest people in her life. And that meant a lot to me and vice versa.
Love you. I love you too. Thank you for everything.
Always.
Babe, I love you. You're my everything. I wrote this song for you, baby.
So, come to find out down the line, when certain situations would come up, it would be her recklessness and lack of self-care and lack of self-awareness. She would then try to make excuses for certain things that would go wrong and put shit off on me. And she would never keep it real with me when she would go around telling lies to certain people.
And what are the lies? Like, was it something detrimental to your character? Like,
absolutely. One of the biggest lies that she told on me was about stealing her bracelet when we were in OKC with Lex during a booking that she had.
And it just came out the blue. Like, so did it really go missing? Like, was that a lie that it went missing, or did it go missing and she just pointed the finger at you?
So how the whole thing went down, Summer was a surprise guest on Lex'S booking. We go to the club, everything all fine. We leave the club. It's me, Summer, Lex, and Lex's girlfriend at the time. Well, you kind of did, because that's the first thing that came out your mouth. soon as you realize that you ain't have your bracelet on you. And in the midst of everything, she said the latch on her bracelet was tight. Keep that detail in mind. The latch on her bracelet was tight and it was hard to take off. Come to find out, months later, when we got back cool again, she wound up telling me that the latch on her bracelet was actually loose. So this whole booking situation about her losing the bracelet, that happened back in March. We get back cool at the end of May. All of a sudden, your story changed up and the latch on your bracelet is loose. And I've been finding out that she was going around telling people that I stole her bracelet. But on the flip side, when she found out that she was alone with Lex's girlfriend, the first thing she said to me was, if that bitch, Lex's girlfriend, stole my bracelet, I'm putting Lex through hell in Africa. And that's just one of the many lies she told on me.
Wow.
So she
she was telling people that I stole her bracelet and I've been stealing from her. So my question is, right? So if somebody is stealing from you, why aren't you, A, why wouldn't you put in a police report? And B, why would you still keep that person around?
And then she don't. That's what I'm saying. Like, this shit don't make no sense. Like, first of all, when you have the chance to make the police report, why the fuck would you not make the police report? Like, that shit don't make no sense. You helped her look for it. You offered for her to look at your stuff. You offered for her and told her, like, hey, like, you should tell the police. You should make a police report. So at least the hotel could pull the fucking footage. Like. But it's like, you have no real proof, bitch, nor did you really even go out of your way to get any proof. And you still got the nerve to blame, she still got the nerve to blame you when you guys are cool. And then, like, why would she even get back cool with you if she was gonna continue to, that shit don't make no sense.
And so there's a detail I'm leaving out too. She had a hair appointment that was later on that week. So this whole bracelet situation happened on a Saturday. So here it is Thursday, 5 days later. She fires me because she missed her hair appointment because she was drunk the night prior. And once again, I told her not to drink. Me and her manager told her she needed to go on a 30-day detox because when she gets drunk, she gets very belligerent, rude, all different types of things. And so she fired me because she missed her hair appointment that was completely on her. So then she brings up to her manager, she brings up about the whole bracelet thing. Mind you, right? If you really felt like I stole your bracelet, why do you have me delivering money to different relatives? Why do you still have me in your house alone, cleaning up, fixing stuff up around your house?
Cause she a lie. Girl, please. That don't even make any sense.
Why you have money and belongings still in your crib and you think I stole your $7,000 bracelet? And on top of all of that, prior to the whole bracelet coming up missing, a week before, she wanted to run off with a guy who she has a song with called Clock It. She wanted to run out of Ohio with his jewelry and chains that she found in his bag because he left the room. And I told her no.
Well, I mean, child, so we seen that Summer is a damn thief on the show. So she was talking about running off with somebody else's shit?
Yes, we drove to Ohio. This is I believe Summer and Lex, they had a booking back in March. This was about like roughly 8 or 7 days before this whole OKC booking. And so we drove to Ohio. She was being rude to the guys. We driving to Ohio, whatever, whatnot. I had my own room. I was trying to, get something on the floor for me, trying to see what the Ohio niggas was hitting on or whatever. Summer, she calls my phone. She was like, Rudy left the room. That's the name of the artist that she had the song with or whatever. She wanted me to come to her room or whatever. I go to the room and she's going inside his bags. It's some pennies that was on the side of his bag, and she also unzipped his bag and started pulling his chains and rings out. And she like, Warren, come on, we about to get in a lift and we about to go back to Detroit with his shit. I'm like, girl, no, are you dumb? Why? Like,
so outside the show, Summer be trying to hit licks on niggas.
And so here's my thing. So you want to run off with niggas diamond chains and rings and all this shit. And I'm telling you, it looked like this shit was probably worth over $500,000. So I'm telling you about that. But here we go a week later. I want to run off with or I had something to do with $7,000, allegedly $7,000 tennis bracelet. Come on now.
Child, please. It sounded like she was projecting, to be honest. Like, that shit don't make no sense. If you really feel like he did steal it, why would you still be around him? Why would you? And then then she has you in a position to where she has no choice but to trust you because you're working so closely with her. It literally makes no sense. And I don't understand what she would get out of lying on you, but yet keeping you around. I don't know. It's just weird. So moving on, who is Summer no other as a person? How would you describe her as a person? How would you compare her to how she is off camera versus on camera? Just give us the whole gist of who is Summer as a person.
Honestly, Summer as a person, minus the gimmick of Summernoneother, Summer deep down, she is a very sweet girl. She does have a heart. She does have compassion. She is a great mother to her kids. minus a lot of what people see on TV, she actually is a very smart businesswoman when she wants to be. She even gave me great tips on how to market my reptiles and my reptile business prior to badges and stuff like that. So she is very smart and intelligent. But when Summernoneother kicks in, and most importantly, when the alcohol kicks in the summer, it's almost like a whole alter ego kicks in. I mean, it's been so much with that. And honestly, it's like, it's hard for me because, like I said, even though we became friends not too long ago, at the time that she came into my life, I don't go through no types of depression at all. But at the time we did become friends, we wound up becoming close friends. I was going through something very deep at the time, and that's something that I can never take away from. So honestly, like I said, overall, she is a very sweet person at the end of the day. But with the baddie shit, it just make her into a whole nother person.
So is this a persona that we're seeing on TV? Is what we see a little bit of who she is? Does she turn it up for the camera? Like, describe that. Like, like how would you compare her on and off screen? Like you're saying when she turns into Summernoneother, as if like this is some type of alter ego and not really who she is deep down.
So honestly, the Summer that you see now, that's the Summer that you're gonna get in person. I mean, between the recklessness, the crash outs, all of that shit. What I mean by Summernoneother being her real persona, when she gets drunk or when she's pissed off, all of that friendship shit is all out the window. It goes to, nigga, you replaceable as fuck. You wouldn't have had shit if it wasn't for me. I'm not Natalie Nunn. I'm not Natalie Nunn. I'm Summernoneother. Natalie is a bitch. I'm nothing like her.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. So so you're saying like she has her sweet moments, and below the surface, you know that she's capable of being a sweet girl, but for the most part, she's who we see through and through.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, is she a drunk? I mean, by the way you were describing her, like she had an alcohol limit, right? She had an alcohol limit. You told her like as a friend, as her assistant, as her security, I'm trying to keep you safe. I'm gonna need you to cool down on the drinking. And Lex is also backing you up, like you need to listen to Warren. That he's real. You need to listen to him. But she still keeps drinking, falling all over the place. You said when she's drunk, she is, she's like Summer times 10. She's very rude, very belligerent. Is she a drunk?
Honestly, I would say so. And that's not even to be funny, but alcohol, I would say that is a very big problem for her. And I've tried giving her tips as far as like, just drink, fall off the alcohol, save the alcohol for the club bookings. Don't have no liquor, no wine, no none of that prior to any of these bookings. Just straight up water, focus in on that. And then the weekends or whenever the bookings is, whenever we go out of town, that's when you could turn up to certain limitations.
Yeah. Now, does she do any substances outside of drinking? Like, is she on drugs? Like, when we see her on TV, she got online and she said that, try to expose Dolly or call herself exposing Dolly. She said Dolly be perked up. She said, Dolly be popping them things. But does she? Because Dolly also said, like, oh, well, bitch, I got them from you. I mean...
You supposed to peel my bitch. Everybody take birds. Bitch, you gave me a whole free squirrel for the frisky, and I sold.
So does she also?
Honestly, for me, no. Summer, she's never popped no pills. Not at least not around me, and I would be around her almost every day, so I could almost 100% confirm that she don't pop no pills. She don't do no drugs like that. No, might little smoke something or do like a little edible. I'd take a little piece of an edible because I can't really handle it for real. But no, she don't do drugs. She don't pop pills. At least to my knowledge, she don't.
Okay, well, that's good. Does she stink, child? Does she stink?
No. No,
she don't. Okay, and you know what? LCK said the same thing, but LCK was also her friend on Baddies Africa. She basically said like none of the girls stink. They would either not have a smell at all or they would smell really good.
Yeah, and
But
Summer, what I can
yeah.
say is she does keep her body clean. She don't play about that. Like I would say, she for sure would make sure that her body is clean and
Because the
stuff like
girls
that.
are always calling her dirty. Like, they're always calling her dirty. They're always, like, trying to play her like she stinks. The only one that I really heard say that Summer stinks was, like, Anna. But, of course, Anna's going to say that. But, everyone is always talking about how she looks stink, how she looked dirty. So I just wanted to clear that up. So she don't stink at all. She not stink.
No, as far as however she may carry herself around the baddies, I can't speak on that, so I can't speak on that. But as far as I know, it's her personally. No, she don't stink. No.
Okay. We're about
Does
to
her
get into
breath
some messy
stink?
questions. Oh, go ahead, Shaq. The floor is
Does
yours,
her
boo.
breath
Go ahead.
does her breath stink?
No, no, and if it
Okay.
did, I would have. If it did, I would have told her.
I was about to say, as her best friend,
Oh,
I would hope you would say
okay,
something.
because yeah.
Shaq is so messy. All right, so we're about to get into, some messy questions. You ready?
Yup.
All right. So during the fallout of the Big Three, Summer got online. No, she actually didn't get online. She was in the back of a live. Tommy Lee's daughter was live, and she was in the back of the live in the background speaking to somebody, and basically said that, Big Lex ate her up. Big Lex is a mutt. She's an eater. You know what I'm saying? She ate her up, was in between them legs or whatever.
Oh, you my wow. That's why, let me say, what did you and Lex do? That bitch ate my pussy. And I probably took hers too, because I don't even know what I'm doing, bitch. That bitch told me what is going on? I can't close my motherfucking mouth. Yeah. Yes, that's what happened, Tommy. Damn one, bitch. I dare you. Ashley.
Has she ever said anything to you about this?
Yes, she has, actually multiple times. I could even go as far back as after Midwest.
Now, did she say it before they fell out or after they fell out?
This was before they fell out. This was all the way back from Midwest.
So she said this when they were still friends.
Yes, this happened. She told me the first time she told me this was after she came back from Midwest. She told me that they ate each other. She told me that they was messing around in Africa. And the very last time she told me that they messed around, it was the night before. I believe all three of us was getting ready to fly out to ATL. And she told me they did something that same night when all three of us spent the night over at Summer crib.
What you got to say about that, Shaq? We're going to get into this right here before I ask any more questions. Shaq, what you think about that, Chair? You go first before I say something. Because I'm going to say something messy.
You see, I can't say what I really want to say because I'm in Walgreens.
So are you Shaq, are you surprised? Like, does this surprise you?
You know what?
Be honest.
It does, but it doesn't. If that makes sense. Like you got like say it could be a 3 group or a friend group. Like you got two friends of that group who's more closer and have a more genuine bond than the next person does with that person. So I feel like personally, I feel like Lex and Summer had that. They really had a more genuine connection than Summer or Dolly or Lex and Dolly. So it really doesn't surprise me that happened.
And the crazy part about that too, and then the crazy part about that too is I never asked if they did anything. She just came out the blue and told me all of that. So on one hand, it's like, do I personally believe it? I don't know, because on one hand, it's like, why would you tell me a lie? But then again, you go around lying on me and other people. So it's like, it's kind of hard to believe what's real and what's not. But yeah.
Right. That's how, okay, so I see what you mean. Like, you're like, on one hand, that's something weird to lie about out the blue when I didn't even ask you anything about it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, oh, you got a history of lying. I see what you mean. Yeah, that's a mess though. Like, the fact that she even came to you. Now, it's one thing if she would have started talking to you about it after they fell out and they weren't friends anymore. But the fact that, like, she felt confident, y'all about y'all relationship enough, like, you're her best friend, and she came to you as a friend and told you, being messy, obviously,
But I'm
told
not the only
you.
person who she's told that to. That's the thing. It's one thing you telling your best friend about some little tea or whatever, but when you go around telling people shit like that, but the weirdest part about all of that is why would you fall out with a friend? Why is you telling people they tea and shit like that of what y'all did or didn't do or whatever to other people that you don't even really know or really fuck with for real? Weird shit.
Child. So she told you that they both ate each other out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a mess. And this was a thing when they, so Midwest, so they was doing that when they first met each other.
Allegedly, that's what she told me.
It wasn't like she got on live and said it. She was in the background having a whole other conversation with somebody else. So that is crazy. Now, do you personally feel like the big three were ever genuine?
Yes and no. So the part where I say yes is at the fact of, uh, for the most part, they will talk on the phone a lot. Summer and Dolly talked more than Summer and Lex, but Summer and Lex had a genuine friendship. Dolly and Summer, no, not at all.
So that was not, so would you say that was like a business type of friendship? Dolly, it was just like, oh, Dolly is using her. Like, how would you describe Summer and Dolly's relationship? And has Summer ever talked shit about Dolly while they were quote unquote friends to you? Or like, what's up with that?
Oh, of course she talked shit about Dolly when they were cool. I mean, talk
Oh,
shit about her like a dog.
like a dog.
Yes, a stray dog at that.
See,
Yes.
Maya. See, Maya,
Yeah.
what I tell you.
I
Maya, what
mean,
I
come
tell
on
you.
now. I
I
mean,
told
it's
you,
so
Maya.
crazy how like we be really predicting things like this. Like, y'all bitches are not friends.
And Maya,
Okay,
clock it. Wasn't I the first one to say watch the big three break up? Wasn't I the first person to predict that?
you literally said they're not gonna last. Like this right
I,
here, it's cute, but this not gonna last. This is not genuine.
at all.
See, that's what I'm saying. So again, so let's get into Dolly and Summer. So you said that Summer was most definitely 100% talking shit about Dolly while they were cool. What was she saying? All right, so what you're saying is that like Summer already peeped, because we definitely peeped like on screen, right? So you're saying that Summer peeped that Dolly was taking her personality, like,
Oh yes, of course. Summer clocked that once we would be watching back the episodes of Baddies, and she saw that Dolly would be, kind of sub dissing her in her confessionals. But the thing is, from my point of view, Dolly peeped that Summer was gonna be the breakout star from Midwest. So instead of hating on her like a lot of the rest of the girls, she decided to be Summer's lackey and copy her and her sayings, which that made her relevant in herself because she honestly, no shade, she ain't really have too much of a personality outside of being Summer's protector.
no, she really didn't. And let's keep it being too, like, Dolly was fading into the background before she clicked up with Summer and started to take her personality. Like, she knew that clicking up with Summer instead of going against her was gonna be the right move. And that's exactly what she did. She clicked up with Summer, took her personality, started using her sayings, even named a song after her saying.
Run me that.
So yeah, that's crazy. So yeah, so Summer was already popping it about Dolly while they were cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And even when, as far as her dogging Dolly out to not only me and her manager, but friends, family, a whole lot of different people, and talking about how she's parked out, she ain't got no motion, she can't promote her music, and she still want to be her lackey, not only on TV but in real life as well. And she wasn't with that, so she declined. She was telling her manager to not manage Dolly because she ain't want Dolly leech off of her any more than what she already was.
That is crazy. So it's like on screen, y'all like, oh, the big three, the big three. Oh, Dolly, that's my inch, that's my yeah. You know what I'm saying? Portraying like you guys are friends. Whole time, she only clicked up with you so she could be popping, so she wouldn't fade into the background, so she wouldn't go home, so she could come onto the next season. And you peeped it, and you're talking about her too, not only to you, the best friend, but to everybody. So she was popping it about Dolly to everybody, talking shit about Dolly to everybody.
And yep, and would still be on the phone with her almost, if not every day, every other day. And they would have like regular
Uh-uh.
conversations, regular conversations at that. It wouldn't be just about business. They'd be chopping it up just about a whole lot of different things. So it was just like, okay, but if this is this your friend or is it not? Or like what? Just weird shit all around the board. I can't
Yeah,
say
that
if
is
Dolly.
weird. All yes, all around the board. Like, because it takes nothing to be a real bitch. Like, if you don't like her and you really feel this way about her, but it's like, so you're telling me, do you feel like they kept up all of that big three shit, and or at least on Dolly and Summer's part, do you feel like they kept up that friendship for TV purposes only? Because you said, like you said, they were talking outside of the show, like they were really friends.
Honestly, it's weird because it's like 1 minute you talking shit about Dolly. She's talking shit about Lex too, but not as much as she did about Dolly. It's like you talking shit about this person. Y'all having regular conversations. And it's one thing if you talking shit about somebody to like your best friend, I guess. But when you start talking shit about your actual friends to random people who you don't even really fuck with, you're talking shit about your friends to people who you don't even really fuck with for real. That's where the weird shit comes in. And at a certain point, Summer was ready to fall out with Dolly and Lex after the Base Africa auditions. She was ready to cut them off. So all the shit that's really going on now, it could have happened a whole lot sooner back then. But I told her to have a conversation with them because she said she was drunk. She didn't really remember too much of what happened at the auditions. I didn't see the auditions yet because this is when she first came back. But I told her, have a conversation. I'm like, I don't know how you feel about Dolly, but I'm like, Lex is your real friend at the end of the day. And and Lex was trying to reach out to Summer. I told her, have a conversation with Lex because there's always two sides to every story. And she wanted
So
to have
she
a
was ready. So okay, so they fell out obviously during Baddies USA, but you're telling me that Summer was she been wanting to fall out with them. She was been ready to fall out with them back on the Baddies Africa auditions.
Yes, and that's because she told me that she fought Rolly and she said that Lex and Dolly didn't do nothing about it. And I asked Summer,
Yeah.
and so me as a friend, I'm not one of those people that be like, oh yeah, F them hoes. Da, da, da. No, I asked her, what did you do? Because it's like, not to say that you did something, but you told me that you were drunk, and I've seen situations where she's falling out with me and being drunk, and she couldn't even give me a real reason why she fell out with me. She couldn't give me a real
Right.
reason why she fell out with them. She told me that they didn't defend her when she got into a fight with Rolly. But then you look back and you watch the auditions, and you see all the shit that she was saying, all the shit that she was doing, and
So
they
she
were
didn't tell her part of the story.
no, she didn't. She just told it from her point of view. And that's why I was glad that I did tell her to at least have a conversation with Lex because Lex was her real friend. And it wasn't even all that serious. And all the shit is because you stirred the shit up that led to all of that.
Okay. So since that is the case, you know what I'm saying, let's really get into it. So she was already ready to cut them off after the auditions because she got into it with Rolly and they just sat there, right?
Yep.
So let's get into Baddies USA because you know word on the curb is that the same thing happened and on Baddies USA, and that's why they're officially not friends anymore because you know Tessiki put her hands on Summer on multiple occasions, and the big three, you know Dolly and Big Lex, didn't do a fuck thing about it. So is that true? Like, what is the truth behind their official fallout?
Honestly, that's part of the reason. But it reminds me a whole lot of the Africa auditions. She was ready to fall out with them because they didn't do nothing when she got into a fight with Rolly. And now here it is, you got into a fight with Tasiki. Shit that Summer did to herself. You had no reason to chime in about whatever happened between Krishan and Tasiki.
And it's the same face you making is the same face I made when you ate Krishan and try to deny it, bitch.
She a bold motherfucker.
Nobody
Right.
else was there besides them. So why are you even putting your input
And
into
nobody forced you to say any of that stuff.
twice at that? So all of a sudden, somebody's coming to you, checking you on what you and said or you and did or whatever, and now you want to fall out with these people who were supposed to be your quote unquote friends.
So that was a part of the reason why they did officially break apart.
Yes,
So, has she ever talked shit about Natalie? Because mind you, Natalie has went on multiple podcasts on multiple radio shows and said that Summer, Bad Dolly, and Big Lex are her favorites. And we see that. She's been on live with Natalie. Every single time she's around Natalie, she's smiling. Has she ever popped it about Natalie behind her back?
Oh yes, a lot of times, especially when she would get drunk. Times where she
Mm.
would be mad at me, she'd be like, "Nigga, you replaceable. And all y'all replaceable. I'm not Natalie Nunn. Natalie is a bitch. I'm Summernoneother." Yelling to the top of her lungs, and it wouldn't be just here and there. She would do that all the time in front of me, in front of a lot of other people. She would do that in front of her manager, all that shit.
Just so Natalie, ugh, chill. So out of nowhere, she would just start popping it about Natalie,
Yes, for whatever reason, her favorite line would be, "I'm not Natalie Nunn. I'm not Natalie Nunn."
basically trying to say what? That Natalie has no backbone, that she's scary.
Yeah, I guess with the way how she's saying all y'all replaceable, none of y'all me and shit. Nobody bigger in the program, and the program is me. Just a whole lot of different things that she would wind up saying, just to paraphrase, just to make it seem like, oh, Natalie is lesser than you, but that's clearly not the case.
Yeah. So would she go on these rants, on these drunk rants? Let's be clear. Would she go on these rants like before the fame? Like, did she? It sounds like she has a big head and she be feeling herself, especially when she's drunk. So saying like, "Oh, you guys are replaceable," da 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 da. You know, you will be nothing without me. Y'all ain't bigger than the program. I'm the program. Would she do this before the fame? Like, is this just something that she would always do, or do you feel like the fame is getting to her?
The fame is getting to her because of all the times that me and her had hang prior to Betty's, she never once ever went on a drunk rant like this ever, ever. To
Mm,
my knowledge, she's never have.
okay. And I want to touch a little bit on the security situation with Summer. We all know that Summer and security got into it, during filming or whatever on Baddies Africa. Now, I just want to ask you one question about this.
Hmm.
Word on the curb, really, it came from Ivory. Ivory went live and said that Summer spit on security before, everything went down. Do you feel like Summer is capable of doing something like that? Basically, provoking a man and going as low as spitting.
Honestly, yes. I'm not really gonna get into too many of the details with what
Right.
happened because at the end of the day, that was regardless to whatever may have happened. Somebody did unfortunately put their hands on her, and
Exactly.
it
And
happened.
she is disfigured because of
Exactly.
that.
But
So that's a very touchy topic.
what I will say though is, do I believe she played a role in it? Absolutely. Do I believe she spat on the security guard? Yes, 100%. I do believe that.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. Was she hard to be around? I mean, obviously it sounds like she's pretty rough when she's drunk, but outside of being drunk, was she hard to be around?
Outside of being drunk, starting off, no, but then as time progressed and the more fame and the more money that she wound up getting, yes, it did become a little bit harder to be around her. But I will say this, I do want to make this clear as day. I take 100% accountability of me being around her because nobody forced me to work with her. I always had an opt out from working with her. I was working with her for a better opportunity to be on Bad Boys. It's something that me and her have always talked about. And for her to know what my goal was and to still, be extra belligerent and rude as far as, just talking down and belittling me and others, it did get to a point where it's like, is even with all the trips out of town, multiple times throughout the week having fun because we did have fun times. It did get to a point where it's like, is this even really worth it at the end of the day?
Okay, okay. Now, with the Emmett Till comment on Baddies Africa, when she did make her apology, do you feel like that is something that she genuinely meant? Like, do you think that it was, she apologized because the fans were getting on her and she was obviously getting a lot of backlash, and then Zeus put out a statement. Do you feel like her apology was genuine, and did she feel the heat behind that? Like, did it actually affect her career?
Do I believe her apology was genuine? No, but she did feel the heat because after Bays Africa, she started getting booked less because of that
Mm.
comment. And it
Mm-hmm.
got to the point where people were afraid to book her because people would come out and say online that if she shows up to whatever location, they're going to do this, that, and the third, which
Like
it made
basically,
it
if
harder
she
for her to
show
get
up to
booked.
my city, I'm like, we're gonna pull up and get her.
Yeah, yeah, like they on there or whatever. So it did. So she did surely feel that for sure.
Damn. So it was a lot more than online backlash. Like people were actually threatening to hurt her in real life and pull up to her booking locations. And
Yes.
because of that, the clubs were scared to book her.
Yeah, so she did wind up having almost lesser bookings than when she had her first go around after Midwest.
And how long did that last? Her not getting booked too much.
So it got to a point where she wound up telling her manager that after specifically July 5th, she didn't want to get booked for any more events. She already was slowing up on her bookings, but she specifically told her manager that after July 5th, she don't want no more bookings because she wants to focus on other things. But even within that, she was going around lying on her manager, saying that her manager's on bullshit. Her manager hasn't got her any more bookings, this and the third, when that just wasn't the case. So she, like I said, she surely did feel the fact that it was harder for her to get booked. So to find that out, instead of taking accountability for why she wasn't getting booked, let me see who I could blame next for my downfall.
Mm, that is crazy. Now, you said that you feel like her apology about the whole Emmett Till thing wasn't really genuine. And I kind of felt like that too, because it's just like, again, it wasn't like, why would you even say something like that? And then for her to be like, oh, I had no idea who Emmett Till was. His story is so sad. I had no idea. But you knew him well enough to compare his face to someone else's after a fight. It just didn't make any sense to me. But I mean, I think that's it. Like, I think we got into everything. Thank you so much.
Yes, absolutely. And this was a pleasure. And the very last thing I want to say before I head out of here, like I
Hmm.
said, I take full accountability for me still working with her. She knew the opportunity that I was in it for. I wasn't in for the money. Now, she came to me and she asked me to work with her. And I told her I'm still fine with the friendship, but she really wanted me to work with her. And we had great times overall. We
Right.
going out of town. It wasn't all bad, but progressively more drama ensued and a lot of shit just started going left. And I do still have love and care for the girl and I still wish her nothing but the best. But I can never fuck with her again because you lied on my name and you've been lying on my character. And I just can't rock with that. And that shit weird. But regardless, even to the people that may feel like I'm doing this for clout or I'm trying to get on Bad Boys or whatever the case may be, if I really wanted more clout, I would have signed an NDA that she wanted me to sign after she left me stranded at a restaurant after she got off a messy call with Dolly. But I didn't. But this is not the last time all of you will hear and see from me. It's name and Warren.
Giving me my first interview. I really appreciate you so much for coming up here, telling your story, um, and just yeah, just telling your truth at the end of the day. And you let it be known multiple times, like we had good times. That was my friend. She is a sweet girl beneath the surface. And you came up here, you kept it real, you were genuine, and I really do appreciate that.
Oh yes, of course. Anytime, man. It was a pleasure being a part of your platform. I appreciate sharing this space with the Messy Mob. What's up? And it's been a great time. I thank you so much.
Thank you. All right, y'all, we finna go. Bye.